Hello. How is it possible for a Muslim scholar like Fethullah Gulen, who claims to stay away from politics, can be at the heart of political debate in Turkey? First of all, anyone who cares about social issues will inevitably have political opinions and even implications on social life. However, having political opinion or influence doesn't necessarily mean being political. But I'll look into Fethullah Gulen's life in terms of his political influence. But to make it easy, I will divide it into four parts. One, the beginning, the social movement, the influential period, and the exaggerated period. The first part, the beginning part. In 1970s, when Gulen was an imam for the Turkish Religious Directorate, he had a local audience in Izmir, but he was not a significant personality. He used to dedicate his time towards educational activities, giving speeches in coffee houses as well as mosques and other places. And he was also supporting poor students who had migrated from rural areas and were struggling to adapt to urban life in Izmir. By the end of 1970s, he was advocating affordable dormitories for these students. He refused offers to go in politics because he wanted to dedicate himself to education. But in the second part, the social movement part, in 1980s, Gulen encouraged his listeners to establish secular schools instead of mosques or madrasas. He said, "We have enough mosques, but not enough schools. We need more schools." He was questioned about his political opinions in these years on democracy, on secularism, and of course his opinion of Atatürk. He said democracy is not perfect, but the best system which should be improved. And he also said secularism is in its true form is the safety net for religious freedom and a gift from God. And when responding to a question in an interview about Atatürk, he said Atatürk is a great leader and a military genius. This wasn't, of course, satisfactory for the hardline Kemalists, but it was a very political answer in my opinion. In third part, the period of political influence. His influence has both socially and politically has grown steadily through his grassroots work since 1970s through 80s and 90s. He has maintained an equal distance from all political parties at this stage. He was a pioneer of interfaith work, met with leaders of several other faiths, including the Pope John Paul II. He was one of the first scholars to condemn the 9/11 attacks and famously said, "A Muslim cannot be a terrorist, and a terrorist cannot be a Muslim." He was listed as one of the most influential Muslim leaders. They even defined him by saying Gulen's popularity and authority in Turkey has been the driving force of the movement that is widely thought to have brought about the social and eventually political changes, of which politician Recep Tayyip Erdogan has been the ultimate heir. Well, they took this last sentence out this year. I wonder why. There might be some political pressure. The fourth part, the period of exaggerated influence, may be the most important part. After 2005, not only Gulen's statements, but also his silence on a topic become newsworthy. He has been accused of everything from downing Russian jet to increase meat prices. Mehmet Ali Birands said in his article, the Gulen movement is made to appear behind everything. The Ergenekon and the sledgehammer trials, the documents leaked from the Turkish armed forces, and he explained this. Then he goes on and explains how Gulen's influence is exaggerated, then concludes it's like this: one day the tide will change and Gulenists will be hunted down. It seems like Birands was proven to be right. I think Gulen's name is used as a convenient scapegoat to divert attention from the real topics such as corruption, democracy, rule of law. And I also think that he is used as a smokescreen to hide increasing authoritarianism in Turkey. And to be honest, it is working. That is why I think he's in the middle of the political debate in Turkey all the time. Thank you very much for listening. Please subscribe if you want to see more of my videos.